Not all at once.
Just how do you assess the way the cornerback play is right now?
Right now, I'm excited about our guys. I mean, this is the first time in a long time we had the depth that we have. Those guys out there competing, doing a great job. And we can kind of go the next step in the playbook for as, those guys kind of know all the checks and the calls. And so at this point, with the week and a half in, I have no issues. We got to keep pushing to kind of sharpen up some of the communication things with some of the young guys and get on the same page because these guys are going to go fast. And so those are things that right now that we have to work on. But overall, satisfied with what they're doing.
How many cornerbacks do you think you'll be comfortable playing? Maybe it's too early to answer that.
Well, hopefully we play all of them. We're in this day and age with so many people kind of going hurry up, you're going to need everybody. And so you look at last season, we're playing in a bowl game with only two guys. Sean was out with a concussion, and two corners had to go the whole game. And so what we had to do was kind of make sure that as the season goes, these guys are getting reps because everybody's about to play. And so I would expect, unless something crazy happens, those freshmen, Raheem Lane and LaDamian Hunt, who are doing a great job, they're going to be good players for us. And they're really, really impressive at this point.
As somebody who's been around here for a while, just how rewarding is it to see that position group go from being one that struggled a little bit to being one of the strengths?
Well, when I got here, I had hair, and now I'm bald and going gray. So it's really comfortable or confident that we went out, we recruited some guys, and they're doing what we need them to do. They're playing well. They're good people, and it makes you come to work not that bad. And so it's been a long time coming. And but we got a long ways to go now. I keep reading all these articles. You guys ranking us high, but we got a long ways to go, and we got to get better in a lot of areas.
How's Andre kind of pulled back in? I know obviously he played a lot as a freshman and sat out last season. How's he readjusted?
He's been doing really great. You know what? He's back healthy again. In our scrimmage yesterday, he graded out best out of all of them, and so I'm expecting big things from him. And one thing we can't overwork him. I think a lot of times too when he got injured, he was overworked, and so that's when we need those young guys and to come in and help out.
You mentioned Lane and Hunt looking good. What in particular stands out about them right now?
Aggressiveness. They love football. Those are some qualities. Those recruiting services I think they get wrong. Those guys down there love football. They love coming to work. They take coaching. Yes, sir, type of young men, guys you love to coach, and then they take well when you pat them on the back. But when you get off and you get on them, they take that well too. So they study the playbook. I'm really excited about those two young men.
What about their tackling ability? Not just them, but overall cornerbacks. Are you guys where you want to be in terms of tackling?
Well, you never really want to be because you're always a perfectionist in a lot of things. But we've done a great job in tackling an open field thus far. But that's day by day, and so we got to keep working on our drills. We're out there doing little donut drills. And a couple things I got when I was out with the Texans this past summer. So excited about that, and that wins football games: tackling, effort, and good communication.
How's Tyler Green coming along for you?
Tyler's been doing well. I mean, he's kind of steady Eddie. You know what I mean? He comes in there, doesn't say a whole lot, but he knows the playbook. He's going to be in the right positions, and very intelligent young man. And he just comes to work and does what he asks. Doesn't say a whole lot, quiet guy, but when called upon, he goes and he shows up.
Do you have a particular guy that excels from a blitzing standpoint? I know ideally you don't necessarily want to blitz the cornerbacks, but I assume at some point you will.
Oh, well, you know what? I think those young guys, just because they're bigger, those guys are, 6 foot, 185 pounds, and so they can go in there and take on the big old linemen. And so in that aspect, those young guys are really excited about their blitzing ability. And once again, too, we've been going against our team, so we'll see here in a couple weeks when the Buckeyes come in town exactly where we stand. So it's going to be a great challenge, and looking forward to it.
The opportunity with the Texans that summer, when did that come about, and was that part of the same fellowship that Coach McCullough also got a chance to take?
Yeah. Coach Vrabel down there, he's a defensive coordinator down there, invited me down there. It was a great thing, just kind of be around those guys and see how they compete and how they go about their business. And they really treated me well. It was a great organization and had a great time down there.
What were some other things, I guess, that you took away aside from the competitive?
Well, great communication down there. Great communication and how you got to go to work. I mean, those guys are pros, and so they have days off and they come back and they're rocking and rolling. and they hold each other to a great standard. I mean, I think they had the #1 defense in the NFL, and that's the reason why. They got a great D-line, putting pressure on those guys up front, and they got a great secondary that's just kind of making sure they're where they need to be. And then Coach O'Brien does a good job of getting those guys where they need to be. He's a competitor, and so you see some of the same things that I imagine the Patriots do right down there in Houston. And so it was a great learning experience, and I was really fortunate and appreciative that they invited me to go down there.
About a week ago, it was the corners and the receivers going up against each other, and I noticed it looked like the corners were wearing boxing gloves or like mittens. Could you, for the sake of video?
Well,
talk about
we
that?
have a holding problem. So what I did was I went and got some of those MMA fighting gloves with only the thumbs are out. So now that doesn't allow those guys to hold. And so it makes it a lot tougher to catch a football. But, you know, it cuts down on the holding penalties, which I think sometimes it's kind of a grab and match out there. And we don't want to give up any cheap penalties. And so we got some boxing gloves and made them wear them.
What did they think of that? What was their
Well, they don't
reaction?
like it, but it's a pain in the butt to put them on and take them off, and so but they understand the reason why, and so when you look on film and we're getting holding penalties, and eventually that's going to hurt us. You know, you're getting off third down, we're getting off the field, and we get holding penalty. The offense can keep it going, and so we got to get off the field, and so that's the reason why we use them, and that's what we do.
They're working?
So far,
All right.
we'll see.
You plan on using them during the game?
No, we don't want to do that. I need all my fingers for that one. Yeah, so good.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys.
Okay,
Ladies.
thanks, Brandon.